Good morning, Cedar Park, and welcome to the Wolfcast. Today is Wednesday, May 15th, and it's a B-Day.
In this morning's brief, learn about the job layoffs for Indeed.
Plus, on an all-new Pack Chat, public outbursts are at an all-time high.
And catch a fresh pet of the week.
Turn up because the Wolfcast starts now.
Good morning, Cedar Park, and welcome back to the Wolfcast. I'm Maddie Cooper, in for Kira Cox, joined this morning by Lulu Lynch and Kason Johnson, in for Reed Cummins.
Young Life is hosting their annual summer camp.
And the camp is taking place at Crooked Creek.
Zach is in the studio with more.
Thanks, Maddie. Young Life is an organization many at CPHS are already familiar with, but for those who don't know, they host fun activities every Monday. So what is the camp about? The Young Life camp lasts from June 23rd to June 30th. It will be taking place at Crooked Creek in Colorado. Buses will charter students and team to and from the camp. Some activities that will be at the camp are horse riding, dune buggies, zip lines, swimming, a hot tub, rock climbing, and more. Grayson Sims has his most memorable and hilarious moment from the playing games at Crooked Creek.
We're supposed to have our volleyball tournament, but then all of a sudden it just started hailing like crazy. And it was just every man for himself trying to get to the cabin.
The Young Life summer camp has affected many people's lives, but here we have Brooks Chapman, the Young Life leader, on how it affected his.
I remember my leader coming up to me beforehand. He's like, "Bro, it's going to be the best week of your life." And I was like, "Dude, I've had a lot of good weeks." And he was right. It was quite literally the best week of my life. We not only had so much fun, but it taught me a lot.
Young Life is a community. It's held every Monday during the school year. They host an activity that any high schooler can attend. Oftentimes, there's food, drinks, and more, so make sure to bring your friends to Young Life Mondays and to the summer camp. The summer camp is a place to create more memorable moments with friends and new people. Brooks Chapman has his most memorable moment while he was at the camp.
We were up in the mountains playing, we had just finished archery tag, and we were going to rappel down the side of a cliff like 120 feet. And it starts snowing these like big fat like Dippin' Dots, like snowflakes, and it was surreal because we're like up on top of this mountain, the wind is blowing, and I felt like I was in this like blizzard.
There are only a couple of spots remaining, so if you'd like to sign up, do it now. With CPHS News reporting for the Wolfcast, I'm Zachary Magdalene.
So Zach, how expensive is it to go on this trip?
It's $1,000, and you can purchase your ticket on the Young Life Insta or any other place with Young Life involved.
And do you need to go to CPHS or be religious to go to this camp?
You can go to CPHS, but you can also go to any other high school, and you don't have to be religious, but we do host Christian activities.
All right. Thank you so much. All right, next up is Austin Makaborski, and he's joining us with today's headlines in the brief. Austin?
Thank you, Maddie. First, yesterday, Donald Trump Jr. made a visit to former Trump's administration official Peter Navarro at federal prison. Navarro, who was recently convicted of contempt of Congress, received a high-profile visitor as he begins servicing his sentence. The visit underscores the ongoing connections and support among members of the Trump inner circle, despite legal challenges and convictions faced by several of its members. This story continues to evolve as the political and legal ramifications unfold. Next, Ukraine has pulled back its troops from several of its villages in the border region of Kharkiv following continued pressure from Russian forces. President Zelensky has canceled his foreign trips to address this crisis. With several towns under attack, Russia claims to have captured new settlements, though Ukraine has not confirmed this. In Vochansk, intense battles have led to civilian executions. Ukraine is reinforcing its troops in the Kharkiv region. Meanwhile, Secretary of State Antony Blinken is visiting Kiev. Following the recent U.S. package aid approval, Russian airports in Kazan are temporarily closed due to Ukrainian drone attacks. Finally, Austin-based Indeed will lay off around 1,000 employees amid a tech industry downturn. CEO Chris Hamas cited a decline in job openings and projected revenue drops as key reasons for cuts, which affect about 15% of the workforce. Affected employees will receive surveillance packages and extended mental health support. So how has finding a job been for y'all?
Oh my goodness, I just first want to touch about how many, like 15% of workers at Indeed, I did not know that so many people could get laid off so quickly. And I haven't heard anything about that.
Indeed's tricky. When I was first searching for a job, I used Indeed for a lot of stuff, and it just like would never really work correctly. And there was one job where I applied, I won't say which, but they said, yeah, we would love to have you come in for an interview. And I replied, I was like, yeah, sure. Do you mind if I come in this day? And then they never got back to me.
So they're just like not very reliable then?
No, not a very reliable service. It's hard for them to check it. I think it's just hard to manage on like the employer's like side.
Yeah.
Interesting. I would apply just like on like the website, like a company website.
Understandable.
Well, thank you, Austin. Up next is an all-new Pack Chat right after this break.
Welcome back to the Pack Chat, our Student Voice Opinion segment. I'm your host, Millie Suarez, joined by co-host Austin Makaborski, Maddie Cooper filling in for Molly Pinkerton, and guest Kason Johnson as we discuss this week's most trending topics. Let's get started. First up, people can't act right in public anymore. There's been a clear increase in the amount of hostile reactions in a public setting. We've seen people overreacting due to all things ranging from not getting the right order at a nearby coffee shop and yelling at a barista to getting arrested for not getting the perfect parking spot of choice. So why do y'all think we're seeing so many outbursts lately?
I mean, I just think a lot of I agree with the article a lot. I think like a lot of people are acting very distasteful nowadays.
Weird.
Like, yeah.
Like the way we're like 16, 17, 18, like talking about like grown people.
Yeah.
Like
it's
acting weird. Like.
Well, recently I've started following someone on Instagram, and her whole thing is etiquette, right? And so she'll just release videos about etiquette and proper etiquette and so many things. I'm like, I didn't know this. And I think kind of the problem is that people aren't really taught etiquette anymore, right? Like if you see this, you're like, oh, okay, this is all good thing. Yes, exactly. The lingo,
Honestly, I think it's more common in the media than we make it seem. Like, tell me that you like walk outside like every day and people are just constantly yelling at each other.
No, that's
I've
true.
seen some.
I mean, actually, yeah. There's like there's a couple days at school where I'm like.
I think the only thing I've ever seen like recently has been just road rage.
Oh yeah, road rage is so annoying to me actually. Like
Yeah, the
road
roads-
rage is
there are a
definitely
lot of
something
roads
that's
here that are
very
really
normalized in
confusing.
America. You
Yeah,
know?
Yeah.
I think but Maddie, I agree with you. I think it all comes from how you were raised. You know, like just you gotta teach them young.
Yeah, and the thing. Oh, my bad.
No. Yes. So like, I just don't think these adults now were taught young, so they're acting out.
Literally, and I also think. Oh, I forgot what I was gonna say. Okay. Next, the author of a Dear Abby article expressed her 25-year marriage isn't going down the path she'd expected. As the years went on, close intimacy and romance with her husband fell flat, to the point he offered her a chance to release her urges with some other guy. She had originally said no to his grand gesture in hopes of him changing his mind, but as another year went by, she got more open to the idea. So what advice would you guys give this lovely lady?
I think that this is a deeper issue that needs some therapy involved. But I know there is probably like for him a slight undertaking that like if you love her, let her go kind of thing. So hopefully his intentions are good that like he just wants her to be happy. But at the same time, like they are married, they are past the point where they're just dating, like being with other people is
25
not
years
part
is
of
so
a marriage
long.
commitment.
Like, I haven't even been alone that long, and my life feels so long.
Very well spoken. I have to agree with you. Just divorce, dude. Like.
That's like too complicated. But she felt bad and she said no. She's like no, like a test. Whoa. No, I swear, like I.
Well, like I actually the whole reason why she wrote this article is because I don't think she actually wants to. She wants to have that healthy relationship with her husband. She wants other people to like validate her opinions. What do you think about this, Casey?
I don't really know. Like, I don't know.
Would you do that? Would you like
Do
tell your
what?
wife to like if you were like not feeling it anymore, you'd be like, you need to find someone else.
I hope not.
Probably not. I think that like relationship dynamic is so foreign and like strange. I don't like
That's
agree
like
with it.
that kind of like goes
It's-
into like how open relationships are, and that's like a whole other
absolutely.
thing.
Like you have to remember, like marriage is the ceremony is a religious ceremony to begin with, and then open up to all people, right? But like the whole thing is that it's a sacred vow and promise to be with someone the rest of your life, right? And so if you're not gonna uphold that, you shouldn't be married.
Yeah,
anymore.
literally. I agree. Okay. All right, and that's all for today. But remember, T Wolf Pack, there's always time to chat. We'll be right back after this break.
Now it's time for your pet of the week. This week we have sophomore Zach Ryan's 8-year-old German pointer, Ray. Ray is a very picky eater. He usually sits down near the dinner table waiting for someone to throw down for her something to snatch up. Despite her hyperactive tendencies, she is a very sleepy dog and will take naps anywhere around the house. If you'd like your pet to be featured on Pet of the Week, direct message us on our Instagram account at CPHS News or tweet us your videos and a short bio of your pet.
And that's today's Wolfcast. Thank you for taking time to join us during your den.
You can catch anything you missed and more on our X, YouTube, or TikTok at CPHS News.
Catch tomorrow's show for more information on graduation. With CPHS News, I'm Lulu Lynch.
I'm Kason Johnson Cummins.
And I'm Maddie Cooper in for Kira Cox. Remember to make it a great day or not, the choice is yours. Have a whimsical Wednesday, Cedar Park.